You may have been hearing about these lithium ion battery explosions. In fact, lithium ion batteries are used in more and more electronics now. And what we're seeing across the United States are these ion batteries exploding, causing fires and serious injuries. It could be California and New York have been reporting these fires and injuries. So there are a couple things to know if you're involved or have a product that started a fire or injured you and you suspect it's because of a lithium ion battery. First thing is you got to keep the product or the battery, whatever it was that caused the fire. There's a number of issues that come up. First is who is the manufacturer of the product? Usually you can tell by looking at the device itself or the packaging of the device. That's very important to figure out first because that's going to be the main defendant in the case. And oftentimes these products, they come from other countries and we have to show or prove that that company needs to be held accountable in the United States. There's something called jurisdiction. It gets very complicated from a legal standpoint, whether you can hold a foreign company liable in an American court. And there's a number of things that your lawyer's going to have to do in order to investigate that. But one of the first things you got to find out is where is that company based out of and what sort of business dealings do they do with the United States? You also have to figure out who the distributor is and anybody else involved in the chain of sale for that product. So that's issue number one. The next thing is you're going to want to, or your lawyer is going to try to figure out why did that battery explode? And there are a number of regulations that may have been violated, but most likely you're going to need an engineer or someone to take that device. So hopefully you saved it. They're going to have to take a look at it, maybe take it apart and do an analysis to prove that it was due to some defect in the manufacturing process or something that they did wrong, the manufacturer or the distributor. So that's the next issue. Another issue that's very important that comes up a lot in these cases is they will blame you for the device starting a fire. So they'll say you overcharged it, you used it wrong, maybe you used a different charger than what was provided by the manufacturer, or they'll argue that it was too hot outside for the conditions. There's about a million ways. Or maybe you dropped, like if it was a phone, you dropped the phone and damaged it, and that's what caused it to explode. So we're gonna have to combat that and collect evidence to show that you didn't misuse it or damage it. But either way, there is some legal argument that it's foreseeable that you would drop a device. It's foreseeable that you might have to charge it. You may and leave it connected to a charger, and therefore it should explode just because you do it, maybe misused it in a foreseeable way. So those are the three main issues. But at the end of the day, the most important is keeping the device. Because if you throw away that device or lose it, there's no investigation that can be done to prove that the ion battery was negligently installed or manufactured. If you have any questions about a case like this, feel free to reach out to my office and get a free consultation.